So, hey there, my name is Akshay and welcome back to Geeks for Geeks Web Development. And in this video, we are going to learn about SQL Select Command. In the previous video, I've already taught you about the how do we create a database, how do we create tables, and how do we insert data inside those tables. Now, we want to get the data from those tables using the select commands. For that, I'll open my SQL command line and the password was root. Okay, it's open. Let me increase the font size. I hope it's visible. Yeah. So what is this select command used? The select command is used to select data from a database. The data returned is stored in a result table called the result set. Okay. Then what is the basic syntax of select command? So the basic syntax of select command is first, let me create another database. For that, I'll first show all the databases by the show databases command. So these are all the databases inside my computer. And I'm going to create one more database, that is GFG1 for this, or we can use a previously created GFG database. So for that, I'll use GFG. And in this database, I'll create a table. So for that, I'll use create table student, and the columns will be SNO, name, just a minute, SNO in of range 20. Then I'll create another. Okay, just a minute. Let me put a semicolon and end this because the syntax is kind of wrong. I have to create a primary key over here so that you may revise the previously taught content. Okay. So let me create a first column, that is serial number. Its data type is integer and the size is 20. Then we can set it as primary key. Then the next column will be name. That data type is character. The length is 40 and I'll write that the name should not be null. Okay. Then the next column will be class. Then class's data type will be character and the size will be 5. Okay. And class should be no special constraints are needed over here. Let us create a table like this only, and we'll also write address. Okay, in this address column, we'll only give the what do you can say, the address of cities, right? Or you can say states. So the data type will be character and the length will be, let's say, 30. I'm always taking data lengths because there are exceptions over there where the user is entering a lot of data inside that table, right? Okay, so let's create the address over here. And I think this must be enough for creating this table. And I'm going to put a semicolon and press enter to create this table. Okay, student table already exists. Let me try to rename the table student1. Yeah. Then serial number, primary key, then name, then class, then address, and I'll put enter over here. Okay, so student1 name table is now created. Now let us show the description of the table so that you may know which columns are associated with data types. So for that, I'll use desk student1. I'll put a semicolon and press enter. Oh, just a minute. The spelling is kind of incorrect. Okay. Yeah. So this is our table which we just created, and as we can see, the primary key is also available and the null is no over here. Okay. Now let us insert data inside this table. So for that, I'll use insert into command. So I'll write insert into student1 values, and for the values, I'll give serial number 1, and I'll give name like A, B, C, and I'll put it into quotes so that it's a character one, right? And I have already told you that while inserting the data inside the character data type column, we have to use quotes over there. Then for the class, I'll write, let's say 12th XII. Yeah. And then for the address, I'll write, I'll give state over there. Okay. So let's say UP over here. Okay. Then after that, I'll put a semicolon and enter this value inside the table. 1 second, this just a minute. Okay. Yeah. So this row is now inserted, and I'll insert a few more rows like this. B, C, D, and I'll write 11th over here. And for the state, let us state UP only. Then one more row I'm gonna insert. The name will be CDE, class will be 11th only, and I'll write MP over here and press enter. So let us insert 5 rows just like this. Okay. Fourth run, DEF, I'll write the name. Then for the class, I'll write 7th. Then for the state, I'll give just a minute. I'll write Uttarakhand. Okay. Yeah. So one more row I'll insert. Then I'll run the select command to store this. EFG is the name, and let us write 9th over here, and I'll write MP again, so it may be easier for us to get the data. So let us press enter and insert this row. So as you can see, all these rows are inserted inside this table, like we have done in the previous video, like I taught you in the previous video. Okay, now for the select command, I'll use the syntax like select. This is the basic syntax of select command. Select column name, then from table name, then after that you have to put a semicolon over here. So this command should show these selected columns which we have written over here in this particular table. So this command will only show the data inside these two columns which are present in the table. Now let me press enter to make it show an error because it's wrong, right? Now let us try to implement this. Okay. So first I'll write what let's say SNO command name from student 1. Yeah. So these are all the rows which were inserted during our insert command. Okay, and both of these columns which we stated over here are shown below. So whichever columns you want as the output, you have to give it over here like this after select, and from the like over here you have to give the table name. Now let us say that you want all the columns inside that table. So for that, what will you do? So for that, we use the asterisk command. So select asterisk from student 1, just like this, and we have to press enter. So as you can see, these are all the rows inside the complete student table, and all the columns are stated over here. So if you want to get selected amount of columns, you can give them over here, and you will have to write from student 1. And if you want to get the whole database or the whole table, you can write asterisk over there. Okay. Then the next thing is, just a minute. Okay. So we already know that there are multiple values inside the address column. Now, what if I write, just a minute, okay. What if I write select address from student 1? Okay, so I'm getting address column from student 1 table. Okay, so this will be the output. Now, what if I want only the unique values inside this column? Like we want UP, MP, and Uttarakhand. These values are repeated, right? So for that, what will you use? So for that, you can use the distinct keyword over here after the select and before the column name. Distinct. Okay. So for that, we will use select distinct address from student name, and after that we press enter. And as you can see, the repeated values are deleted over here, and we are only seeing the data which is unique inside this particular column called address. Okay. Now you can also use this that to find out how many distinct value are there inside this particular column. So for that, we can use one more keyword, that is count. So we can use it like this and press brackets over here. Okay, and if we press enter, so the count of distinct address is 3 because there were 3 different kinds of addresses given in the table. Okay, so this is how you get the unique values inside the particular column and how you can count the number of unique values inside a particular column. Okay, so I think this was it for this select command. Now there is one more thing, that we can give a condition inside the select command. So for that we use the where command. Okay, so where clause you can say. So where clause is used to filter the records. It is used to extract only these records that fulfill a particular condition. Okay, so the basic syntax is select column name. So let's say column 1 and column 2. Then after that you have to give the from table name. Then after that you have to give the where condition, and after that you have to put a semicolon and press enter. So this is showing an error because this is just a syntax, and this is the basic syntax of where clause, and we'll try to use this in our particular table. So let us show the whole database once by using the select command. So select asterisk from student 1. Okay, so this was our whole table, and let's say I want to find the class, the student of class 11. So for that, I'll use select asterisk from student to 1. That's the minute. Student 1, where you can write it in a single line and you can split it like this, like I've shown you in the syntax. So both of these works the same, but it's pretty easy to understand if we are writing it in this way. So I'll try to make it so that it may be easier for you. Okay, from student 1, then where condition. What is the condition? The condition is class should be equal to let's say 11. Okay, so there are 2 students which have the data uh, of class 11th over there. Now let us put a semicolon and press enter to get this data. Okay, so as you can see, the 2 and 3rd serial number students are, the output will is given over here, and it's pretty easy. So if you are trying to give a condition in which you are finding a some character or string, so you can have to give quotes over there. And if you are using numbers over there, like what if I want to find the data of a student whose serial number is let's say 4. Okay, so select asterisk from student 1, where serial number is 4, and I'll put a semicolon and press enter. So as you can see, this student's data is currently visible. So that's how you find the data whose data type is integer type. And if the data type is character, you have to give it into the quotes part. Okay. Now there are some operators which you can use, like equals to operator, like we have used over here, and we can use the greater than operator. So we are going to use all of these operators one by one so that you may learn all these operators. Okay. So let me first write down what are all the operators. Okay. So first one is equals. We have just used this operator over here. Then the second one is uh, greater than. Then the next one is less than. Then the next one is greater than or equal to. Then the next one is less than or equal to. Okay. So there is another one over here that is not equal to. And for the not equal to, we'll use this. Then there is between, and it is used to find the data inside a particular range. So get the data in range. Okay. Then the next one is like, for it is used for searching a pattern. Okay. Then there is in. It is used to specify the multiple possible values for a column. Specify multiple possible well in a column. Okay, so we'll use some of these right now, and I will explain you the some of those keywords in later videos, because there, if I try to cover all of these in a single one, it will be very hectic for you and you will not remember anything. So let us first try the equals to one. Okay, so for that I'll use the old command, select asterisk from student one where SNO is equal to 3, and I'll press enter. So that's how we use equals to. Then for the greater than, okay, so let me create another table over here so that we can use this greater one. Okay, so I'll write create table employee, and for the columns we'll use ENO, that is employee number, that will be of type integer and the size will be 20. Then I'll write primary key, and after that I'll put a comma and write another column name, that is employee name, whose character type data, or then we'll write the range, that is 30. Then I'll write not null. Then I'll press enter. Then I'll write another column over here, that is salary, not salary. We'll write country. Then whose data type will be character and the size will be 30. Then I'll write another one over here, that is the salary. Now, what will be the salary of these employees? How much digits will you apply over here? Okay, so let us write it as 10 digits. That is huge amount of salary. Okay, let's write it as 100 over here. Okay, now I'll close this bracket and I'll create this table. Just a minute, there is some syntax error. Okay, I have not given the data type over here. Yeah, country, and I'll write integer over here and give the size as 100. Okay, so this table is now created. Now we will insert data inside this table. For the insert command, insert into student1. Okay, not student1, that is employee table, and the values will be, now let me write the values over here. So value will be 1, then the name will be, I'll use the same names again. It will be easier for us to identify these names like ABC. Then the country is, I'll say USA. Then the salary is, let's say 1 million. Okay. Then I'll write the bracket over here and I'll press enter. So to insert this value. And I've not given quotes over here, so it's gonna show an error over here. I'll put quotes so it may not show any error. So this row is now inserted. I'm gonna insert another row over here. Okay, just a moment. Slash this one. Show an error. Okay. So yeah, this was our data. Now write over here. Then the country I'll give US. The name I'll give A B C D, and the employee name number should be 2. Okay, this row is now inserted. Then I'll write another row whose number will be 3 and the name will be CDE India. I'll put 2 zeros over here. Okay, that's huge amount of salary. I wish I could have that much amount of salary. Yeah, I'm gonna insert this row. Then I'll write another one over here, like 4, and I'll write another DEF. Okay, then for the country, I'll give Pakistan. Okay, and I'll put 100 over here. 1,000. Okay, 10,000. Yeah, I'll insert this row. Yeah, then for the next row, okay, EFG, and I'll write what can I write? I'll just reuse some of these like USA, and I'll write okay. Then I'll insert this row again. Okay, so 5 rows are inserted now, and we can run these operations over here. That is the greater than command. Okay, so these are some operators, right? I've told you over here. So for the greater than, we can use this symbol. Just a minute. Okay. For that, we'll use select command, select asterisk from employee, select asterisk from employee, and where the salary is greater than, I'll give 7 zeros over here, so it will be easier for us to understand. Now let us try to print this data. So there were only 2 rows over here, that is the CDE name and EFG name. I have not shown you the whole database. Let me write down the whole database. For that, I'll use select asterisk from employee semicolon. All these rows are available over here, and let me use the less than symbol over here. Okay, now this is the less than symbol one, and I'll write I erase 1 0 and I'll write 2 over here. Okay, so the values less than this particular value will be printed, and for that we'll use this command. So as soon as I press enter, it is showing these 2 values, and it is not including the second row because this is equal to this value. So in the similar way, we can use the greater than or equal to, just like this. Okay. Now I will write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 over here, and greater than or equal is used. So if the salary is greater than that, then only the row will be visible. So I'll just print it. So as you can see, it is also including this particular row, fifth one, which has the salary equal to this particular value. And I'll write another one in which I'll use the less than symbol. And for the values, I'll give this one. Okay. Yeah. And I'll press enter. So this value is also included because we have used less than or equal to symbol over here. Now the next command will be the not equals to 1, and it will show all the values which are not equal to this value. So for that I'll use this and I'll press enter. So the row second, which has the value, this one over here, is not printed over here because we are using not equals over here. Yeah. And that's how we use operators inside this SQL where clause. Okay, we are gonna use between and like in further videos, so stay tuned for that. And in this particular course, you're gonna learn about most of the commands of SQL. So by the end of this course, you will be able to insert data inside a you can create a database, you can insert data inside that database, and you can connect that database through the connectors, and you can store the data of a particular website inside this database. And that's how you can attach the backend to the website. So yeah, I guess this was it for this video, and we'll see you in the next one. You can also learn uh, SQL from GeeksforGeeks official website, and let me just show you. And there are also paid courses available over there, so if you want to buy those courses, yeah, so in this website you can go in courses over here, and if you go into courses, all these courses are available over here, like the DSA placement course and SD preparation test and data site master bootcamp. So you can also search for courses over here like SQL and yeah, foundation and self-paced. You can also buy this course and you can learn from here if you want special attention from our mentors. And you can also raise doubts over here, or you can say you can post your doubts in the comment section below this video, and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next one. Bye bye.